Alright, Hunter x Hunter 104, things are progressing quite nicely now. What I've been doing in my head is I've been comparing this arc and this particular point in the arc to the Majin Buu saga from Dragon Ball Z. There's a really big build up in Dragon Ball Z to when Buu is finally hatched, just like the king in this arc. And we have to go through a bunch of the little guys before we get to Buu, like Dabura and Yakon and all of that. And that's been a lot of the ants that we've come up against and are facing right now. I've mentioned a few times, it's gotten a lot better these last few episodes, but I've mentioned a few times that I just want to get through this point to all the crazy stuff that I know is coming. The thing with the Majin Buu arc for me is that I really enjoy that build-up era because after seeing the show so many times, like, you know what's coming afterwards. I don't know what's coming after all this right now in Hunter x Hunter, but I know it's going to be good. I know it's going to be the best stuff of the show. So that's really helped shape my mindset about where we're at right now, and it's helped me really enjoy what's going on. Because this is the end game, right? The king is the pinnacle of Hunter x Hunter villains. Obviously, there's stuff like, you know, Crollo and the Phantom Troop and Hisoka, but they're not doing what the king's trying to do, you know? There's a whole nother thing going on with that I really enjoy, and I hope we get to revisit all of that. And the build-up of the king is really interesting as well. I hope we get a lot more of that in the days leading up to the selection. Like and subscribe, check out the Patreon for early access if you're interested. With all that being said, enjoy the video.
何体くらいあるんだろうな、これ。
約5000だとよ。
はぁ？
ずーっと部屋で遊んでるみたいだぜ。飯も食わないで軍技に夢中になってるって。
じゃあこの食料どうする気だよ。
Oh, these are people? And they're like trees, man. That's kind of cool.
自分が強くなって初めてわかる強さってあるよ、本当に。あの連中は怪物です。服従ですわ。
Well, they know where they stand.
こうなること分かってて、シャウ殿は俺たちに能力をくれたんだろうな。
Interesting. There's a bit in there. There's a bit in there, man. I love the nod to the king being so obsessed with Gungi that he's skipping meals. I've been playing that TCG card shop simulator, man. I've been doing the same. Doubt and hesitation. We've got gunfire in the background. Talk to me. What's going on? Uh-huh. Damn, I love that imagery, man. Okay, here we go. The suit with the glasses. Yeah, they're all hiding their net abilities just like Killua was. Okay, so those are the other two that we've seen. Yeah, all the while, Leo's trying to gauge when he can make his move against the ants. Oh, that's such a cool ability. I love it. Hide and seek. Apartment complex. These names. Nen space. 21 rooms. I feel like this is similar to what Chitu does in a way, right?
ただし、ノブの持つマスターキーならば、部屋の出口をどの場所の穴ともつなげることができる。
Okay, I'll try to remember this. I guarantee you I won't though. Oh, that's clean.
モラウのディープパープルは基本的に専守防衛。
I love these descriptions of Northern Moral's techniques now. We had a general idea, but this is nice.
を避けることで、ディープパープルが念人形であることを悟らせないためである。
Very applicable abilities.
キメラ。
Take him out, I'm sick of this guy.
偵察？街中を飛来していた皆
Yeah, put it all together.
おーい。おーい。
I mean, it's so interesting that Chitu doesn't try anything here.
こんな近くにいるぜ。どうせ起きてんだろ。おっと。
I know Chitu's probably physically weaker, but still.
お前が追っかけてくるまでここで騒いでやる。
バカ。
Baka.
させたかったら初めから追っかけざるを得ないような。
Yeah, so he has to. Yep, well played. Absolutely.
まだ発展途上ってことだな。
He needs Moro to chase him, but there's no incentive for Moro to chase him right now.
での勝負にかなりのこだわりがあるようだな。他人に構ってもらいたい性格と合わせて考えてみても、他の勝負に変えてくる可能性は。
Yeah, there you go. And there it is.
奴がもし途中で諦めて俺のそばから離れたら、俺の勝ちだ。
Oh, okay. He's got a little something going on. He just needs some space. Dude, those trees, I imagine those are all people in there. That's crazy imagery.
272つつ 水を孤立。
離れ隠しとでも名付けておくか。墨田。奴の初期配置は予想通り。槍3本の速攻を決める腹だろうが、右に寄せてできた左翼の空白に見出してやる。措置の呼吸。
It's just incredible how seriously he takes this.
193弓新た。
来たな。
Okay, but I reckon she knows that this is what he wants.
槍3本と左辺の攻防で世の方が駒2枚失う。その代償でできた措置の左翼の
But this is what chess is like though, thinking so far ahead.
違うな。ここだ。
So epic.
551中将。
What are we thinking? Is this big time? Why are we looking at Poof so much?
この配置、盤中央からの攻防は無
Okay,
限。
okay.
さあ聞かせてみよ。措置の相手。
Yeah, and there it is. Yeah. Now there'll be more to this. I'm liking it though.
921中将新た。
Oh my god, he went through every possibility.
罪だ。貴様、これが白であることを知っていたな。
はい。
なぜ手を止めて考える必要があった。
王の番外からの一手、返答を誤れば
Uh-oh.
死にますよ。
総帥様のお考えになられた離れ隠しは正しい名前をココリコと言いま
It's
す
a real strap.
私が考えました。
So interesting.
なんかバカな私からでもこんな利口な子が生まれんのかって。
Oh, so she was shocked that he was able to figure it out so quickly?
この子を殺したのも私です。
Ah, or maybe she was disappointed.
相手がココリコを仕掛けてきた時、この手に気づいてしまったんです。勝負には勝ちましたが、それ以降この子は公式戦や書物からは姿を消しました。総帥様が私と全く同じ戦法を考え出したことは、すごく光栄で感動で
There it is.
まるで一度死んだ我が子が生き返ったような、そんな気がしたんです。
Now, obviously, she's talking
もう
figuratively.
一度この子の命を消すのが使命
Right, she had to kill the strategy again. You know what I'm saying?
少し迷いました。
What are you thinking, King?
くだらぬ。今日がそがれた。しばし休め。次に始めたら休憩は一切なしだ。
He's had enough. He's had enough. He said, we're playing until I win and that's it.
王様があれほど
But she did say she could play for days, right?
話を聞いたのは
He's interested in what she has to say.
それだけのこと。
Oh, there's no way it has no significance.
結局飽きて読書だもんな。
おわ、始めれ。
気づいたか？
What you got?
始めんじゃねえ。終わってんだ。
What?
こんな足首見てみな。
Oh, he's been getting this ready the whole time, some shit.
絶対見つからないように遠回りさせ
Yeah,
た
yeah, he's been doing it.
相当長いロープになっちまった。
Oh, that's brilliant.
あとはこのロープをたぐるだけ。
And now you can't go anywhere, you can't break it? Oh, now it's reverse. Now Cheech is on a timer. That's insane. You're cooked, mate. You're just
直
inexperienced.
接俺を攻撃してこないのは
G2 の能力はまさに発展途上。
Uh-huh.
ギリギリに
Is
追
he
い込まれ
gonna
た
figure something out? Yeah,
こ
here
の
we
困
go.
難な
Here
現
we
状を
go.
なんとか打破すべく新たな能力を生み出した。
Oh shit, he created a new ability.
ボウガンとクロウ。
That's kind of sick, man. Melee and range together.
お前のおかげですっげえ能力手に入っちゃった。うかつに寄ってきていいのかよ。うわ
いいんだよ。
Yeah, but that's the thing. Just because you have a bow, you still have to be stronger.
そっちの爪も試してみねえか？ 俺の方から近づく手間が省けるんだがな。敗因を教えてやるよ。お前、バカだから。
I mean, true though. He's not wrong.
この手応
I had a feeling. There was no way. Yeah. Got him.
捕まえた。
えいつの間に
The whole time, I reckon.
お前が漫画読んでバカ笑いしている
Yep.
間、
Yep.
まず自分のすぐ前に
See, that's what I thought. As soon as he stood up, I thought he might already be a copy.
コピーとは反対側から接近。寝ている時
This
も
guy.
戦闘中だぜ。俺から目離しちゃダメ。
And we're back.
もう教えてくれてもいいんじゃねえか。俺がもしも時間内にお前を捕まえられなかったら。
聞いても意味ないぜ。一度でも俺が捕まっちゃえばもうあの能力は二度と使えない。
On a particular person? Or maybe just in general? That would be insane.
またシャウ様に新しい能力をもらうさ。
Damn, well, I don't know. Either way, that's a crazy condition. He only gets one use of it?
おそらく直属護衛軍のシャウって
Yeah, he gave away information there. He didn't need
他人の能
to.
力開花を助ける力があるってこと。
Ah, I see.
ゴンとキルアの選択は大正解だったってか。
Oh, that's good. I'm glad he thinks that way. Oh, good. Get this flutter guy out of here.
今は互いに
Yeah, here we go.
測ってる感じだな。
These three, they're gonna be an issue.
フラット抜きじゃ敵の位置を把握できないんだろ。
くそ肝心な時に使えねえ
Lil was relying very heavily on flutter. What? Rental pod.
お前の能力か。
ああ探索能力がある
Okay.
黙ってろよバカ誰が本当
Yeah, there's clearly more going on.
レオルのレンタルポッドは対象者に恩を売りその見返りとして対象者の特殊能力を一時的
Oh,
に借
that's
りることができ
classic.
る
This fits this guy so well.
の条件をクリアしなければならない一つ目は相手の特殊能力を実際に見るか
Okay. It's kind of like a prologue a little bit, hey?
その後相手に恩を売りこれは貸しだからなとかただじゃないぜなどと確認しそれに対して相手が同意した場合に限り能力の発動条件が整う条件が整うと自動的にレオルの
And
発
then
動
he could just use it
データが
whenever?
記録され
Like one time, I guess.
ただし相手が死亡した場合データは削除される
フラットは無事だ。
Ah, yes. Because he can see the data still that he knows Flutter's alive.
なんとか連絡も取れそうだ。フラッタのサテライトンボが黒メガネの位置を確認したら作戦スタートだ。
こんなとこで足踏みはできねえ王に恩を売るまでは発行された剣を手に取り破ることで
That's
能
never
力
gonna
が
happen,
発
though.
動する
And now the dragonflies are out there again. Yep. And he's led these guys to believe that it's from Flutter, but it's from him. So he wants the king in his debt. Okay. To use the king's power.
呼吸を乱されているのは終始世の方心身揺立つほど受け入れがたい屈辱だが苛立ちながらもそれを楽しんでいる自
I
分が
like
一
this,
方にあ
man.
る
So unique. Such a unique way to approach the build-up of a major villain.
わからぬ
It's the human side of him, man. It has to be, right? But also I'm wondering if there's like some connection to this girl and part of the king. I know people said that Gyro, right? Like he never comes up again, right? I thought Gyro would be present in the king because they put so much emphasis on him. And the king is made up of so many people. So we'll have to see. But I really like this, man. I think because we're spending a lot of time, particularly with ants like Milerion and even his reference to Peggy, we might get a bit of a look into the human side of the king at some point. Even though he wasn't just one person, like I was saying, that there's still humanity in him somehow, somewhere. I don't know, we'll see. That's where I feel like we're heading. Alright, once again, not an incredible amount to delve into. I enjoy the pacing of what's going on though. So we've been away from Gon and Killua now for a couple episodes. But you can see the way they've structured this part of the arc. It's been very specific. We started off with Gon, then we went to Killua. Now we've been with Nov and Moral. I imagine we'll get a little bit more time with Knuckle and Shoot as well. And then it's all going to come together, I imagine, around the selection. And lots of time with the king and the ants as well. That's something I was really curious about. Like, we didn't see a lot of the king for so long. So some really nice insight into what Nov and Moral's abilities actually do. Nov's was very interesting and very handy. Like so many details about, like, you know, there's so many different rooms and floors and the entries and exits. I'm not gonna lie, it was a lot, but it was very specific to make it so Nov can really only take advantage of it. And Morals, look, we pretty much had the gist of it already, but pretty much like he has the Nen puppets set up so that hopefully people don't realize that they're Nen puppets. Now the king playing Gungi with this girl, it continues to become more interesting to me, because when you look at this in the vacuum of Gungi, this girl is the best. Like she is by far the best. She came up with the entire strategy that the king managed to come up with himself through playing her, but she also discovered like its fatal flaw. And she was moved by the way the king managed to come up with it, but also because she had to once again destroy it. You know, like she used the analogy like I had to kill that child again. That made me think of, like, you know, the queen, like the king is her son, plus that other, you know, child she gave to Colt as well when she died. It was just such a specific analogy. It had me thinking of all that stuff. But I really enjoy how they put like so much emphasis on these Gungi matches, man. Like they up the animation, they make some of the moves epic. Like I'll make another comparison to the Majin Buu saga. When Buu was off on his own, initially, like when I guess Barbie was controlling him, he was doing a lot of fighting. But then he went off and like he built a house and like he had a dog with Hercule and everything. It was so different, like kind of like this. Like as far as I know, the king's only consumed that one Nen user, and now we're just waiting for the selection so he can consume a shit ton. So he's not getting stronger, you know, by consuming right now. He's getting stronger through knowledge and experience in exercising his mental capabilities. But he's so determined to win, and he thought he'd be humiliated if something like this happened, but he's also finding himself enjoying it. And I really enjoy that insight into the king's character. You don't really get to do a lot of this with villains, but because they're all some level of human, man, it's not an accident. We might be approaching the pinnacle of these Gungi games, because the king has said, look, next time we play, we're not stopping. She did say she could play for a very long time, but the longer these questions linger, like who exactly is this girl, what's her deal, the more interested I become, and I really appreciate this sort of stuff. And there was kind of a confirmation that Shia Puff's power, I guess, is to draw out other Nen users' abilities, which I think I sort of came to the conclusion of. It was kind of implied that someone could do it, but that was pretty much some confirmation, so that was nice. So we know Pito and Puff's abilities. Now, I can't even remember Big Dude's name. Yuppie, right? We know he can like change his body around. Like, is there more to him than that? We know Leo's ability now, which is really specific, and I think it fits his character really well and really helps what he's trying to do. And the fact that Puff would have given Leo this ability, Puff has to know that Leo is capable of doing what he's trying to do. And we know Puff is sus of Leo, but Leo needs the king in his debt. Like, look, there's no way that the king would ever agree, right? So the king needs to acknowledge that he's in Leo's debt, right? That like whatever favor Leo does needs to be repaid. Like, there's just no way. Like Flutter would do it for Leo, right? Because they're homies. And it seemed like he had a few different abilities in there, the way that he was scrolling. So he's you know, he would have done something to cheat it, right? He yeah, for sure. That's the conversation that they had, right? When Leo said, look, we'll get you your Nen. So you imagine Leo's got like a lot of things saved up in there. But he was able to use his ability to find out that Flutter is alive. And look, Moral's whole fight with Chitu, it went pretty much how I expected. Pretty creative from Moral. Chitu just doesn't have really much of an idea as to how to go about these sorts of fights. It was a battle of mental fortitude, as Moral said, and Moral clearly won that. But Chitu's ability was so flawed. The fact he could only use it once, the speed was all he had. Maybe he only wanted to use it against Moral, you know, or maybe Knuckle, try and get some revenge. But he got that new ability, which visually is really cool. The bow and the claws, like range and melee together. But Moral brought up the great point of why would you have this ability if it's like slower than you are? Like, what's even the point? But I imagine Chitu created that specifically in that moment to suit his needs. He needed something of range, but he didn't think about the specifics, or it is what it is. But Chitu's off to try and get a new power. And my understanding is that he's still somewhat affected by Knuckles Nen as well. So we'll see what happens with all of that. But I think that's it. I'm pretty happy with where we are. I'm not gonna lie, I would love to continue to pay attention to the king right now. But with Leo hunting down at least Nov right now as well, I imagine we might stay in this area. But I'm not gonna lie, I'm missing out. What's happening with Killua? Like, I want to know, like, I know he's gonna be okay, but like, what's the deal with him and Ilkalgo, this doctor? Where's Gon and Malaria? Like, there's so many questions right now. We're in a really good spot. I'm really enjoying myself. But thank you all so much for watching. If you enjoyed enjoyed, please leave a like and subscribe to the channel if you want to see more. And as always, please continue to leave your comments and feedback down below. You know, I always appreciate it. We'll see you all in the next episode of Hunter x Hunter.